Welcome back, everyone, to another edition, and we're gonna start with the CFL again. And this time, I want to talk about Hamilton not getting a chance to play against Winnipeg again. They lost to Montreal 28-17, and the BC Lions won their game 30-16. Rather uneventful, to be honest, but that means our our division finals are set. Montreal will be visiting Toronto, and BC will be visiting Winnipeg. I still think Toronto wins this one because the East is weak. In the MLS, Los Angeles, for the fourth time in 3 years, have won a championship. Los Angeles Football Club won against Philadelphia Union, tied 3-3 after or, or extended after extra time. They managed to win on penalty kicks. So the MLS season is officially over. We will not be hearing about them again until next year. In Major League Baseball, the Astros won the series in six. They are now champions. Dusty Baker is now a champion again after so long. With that, baseball season is officially over. We won't be hearing much about them till next year. Moving on to the NHL, I figure I go over the current division leaders and bad players and teams, whatever. The New Jersey Devils are currently on top of the Metropolitan, with dead last in the division being the Columbus Blue Jackets. In the Atlantic, Boston is at number one right now. However, they did just release a player due to some backlash, that's because uh, they had brought in someone who was uneligible to play, so they had to part ways already. Ottawa is down at the bottom for their division. Moving to the Western Conference, the Dallas Stars for the Central is leading their division, while the St. Louis Blues are finally starting to fall off track. In the Pacific, the Vegas Golden Knights are currently leading the division, having not lost an overtime game yet, whereas the San Jose Sharks are there at the bottom in the middle of a rebuild. In the NBA, hey, I figured I'd go with division for them this time. There are five teams in each division, three division in each conference. Boston Celtics are currently half a game ahead of the Raptors for the Atlantic, with the 76ers via tiebreaker below the Nets. In the Central, Milwaukee Bucks are leading the division with the Detroit Pistons at the bottom of the barrel again. In the Southeast, the Atlanta Hawks are currently on top of them with the Magic down at the bottom. Going over to the Western Conference, Northwest Division sees the Utah Jazz up above of everyone else, while the Thunder are half game behind Minnesota. In the Pacific, we got the Phoenix Suns still being good as always, while the Lakers have been struggling to start. In the Southwest, the Grizzlies these are doing good, but the Houston Rockets being dead last in the entire league. And now we go to the NFL, where most of the action takes place. And it wasn't as exciting as previous week, but there were still some shockers, such as the Lions being the Packers. There's Tom Brady in his comeback drive. The Chargers making a field goal. And then more of the usual as always. Kicking things off for Thursday Night Football is the Atlanta Falcons visiting the Carolina Panthers. I'm going to take the Falcons in this situation. They get the sweep. deep against the Panthers just due to being the overall better team. So we'll see how things go for them. Then we got a morning game for Sunday. The first time the NFL plays in Germany between the Seattle Seahawks and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We got two teams going in surprising directions. The Seahawks are off to a surprising 6-3 start with Geno Smith at quarterback. At But Tom Brady is most likely still going to be the favorite to win because it's Tom Brady. However, the circumstances are different this year as they only lead the division with a 4-5 record at this point of the season. And then supposedly it's a home game for the Bucks. But based on how the trajectory has been going as of late, I'm gonna have to take the Seahawks. They seem to be much more well rounded this time. Moving on to the 1 o'clock batch of games, we got the Broncos and the Titans. Broncos are coming off a bye. They've been horrible. Titans themselves have too been horrible, but at least they got some form of confidence. And with Malik Willis at quarterback, he's shown flashes, but even though he's not ready, I think he has what it takes to overcome Broncos squad that is lost Bradley Chubb up in a trade. Defense falling apart. Seems like I think that's going to be the ultimate factor here. The Browns versus the Dolphins. It's at this point, Cleveland's just trying to stay above 500 if they can for when Deshaun Watson comes back. That doesn't seem to likely be the case here, as they got to face off against a pretty tough Dolphins squad. Give me the Dolphins in that situation. And better coach got better quarterback. Back, they got the weapons to get it done. Next up, we have a tank ball: the Saints versus the Steelers. Steelers are coming off a bye, and they're off to their worst start in some time. Saints, on the other hand, well, they're just putrid. That's all I can say. Seems like they haven't been able to recover all that much. This one, I'm not sure how this could potentially go. So this could be the season where you say hang it up for one of these two franchises is for opportunities to compete, possibly both. So then, considering what competition they have against each other, I am going to make this my tie of the week. Lions versus the Bears. There are going to be another tank bowl going on at the same time on the same channel. Go figure. Or, but at least the Lions are actually proud of something and have something to build off of. But based on how well the Bears have played as of late, I don't think it'll be enough. I'll take the Bears over the Lions, and despite it being a tank bowl. Now we got the Vikings versus the Bills. Well, the Bills are coming off an upset loss. That much I know. But I don't see them allowing themselves to bend over. This is gonna be a good game. I see the Bills giving the Vikings their second loss of the year. They're to make they're trying to maintain lead in the division. AFC East does not suck this year, believe it or not. At least two teams are gonna make the playoffs from here. So that's just fact. given how weak some of these other divisions have been. And next up, we have the Texans going up against the Giants. Giants are coming off a bye. They just got rid of Kadarius Tony. But given how much of an even bigger train wreck the Texans are, I'm gonna take the Giants. And we got the Jaguars versus the Chiefs. That's no contest, as the Jaguars, despite winning their third game of the year, suck. And Chiefs still have more to play for. They got more weapons. They got a better quarterback back at this point in time. Trevor Lawrence still needs time on to develop in order to actually be that franchise savior that they need. And then we have the Colts versus the Raiders. Oh boy, this game. Something I thought was worth mentioning. It has more to do with how well these two teams played against each other for these past few times. The Raiders have been winning them as of late, and given the current situation for the Colts, this is actually a winnable game for them. It's gonna be a tank bowl probably, and I'm gonna have to take the Raiders in this matchup, as that is the start of the late games. And it's going into two more late games: Cowboys versus the Packers. Well, I gotta go with the Cowboys coming off a bye week against the Packers. Despite this being at Lambeau Field, Packers are gasping at straws right now. It's just gonna be hard to say how well things are going to go. Next up is the Cardinals versus is the Los Angeles Rams. And would you call this a tank bowl? Maybe it depends. But for now, things are not looking good for either franchise. Guys, and I think the Rams are gonna pull this one out. Sunday night football. Chargers versus 49ers. This is going to be a main matchup for both. They need this win badly, and I think the Chargers are going to pull this one away. Monday Night Football. Oh, Washington versus the Eagles. Obviously, I got to go with my Eagles here. There is going to be some wear and tear starting to come in at this point. I mean, despite the bot having their bye week already. But at the same time, this is an NFC East matchup that is going to determine several things. There's some top heavy divisions right now. This is one of them. And I think that the Eagles pull this one away. This can definitely change. You never know. Oh, but at the same time, this is what I'm going with. So thank you all so much for tuning in. And, and if you like this, be sure to hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel or coming back on the regular, why not subscribe? That's just going to boost the statistics anyways. Like, who cares about statistics? Is when all you're trying to care about is what you want to watch and what you don't want to watch. Much, especially given the current climate with Elon Musk taking over Twitter and everything. And guess I have to mention that because of the mass firings, I guess it was a fire sale. Anyways, thank you all so much for tuning in, and as always, I'll see you all in the next video.